Hello guys, you probably saw a teaser on one of my previous videos about this 2014 Cayman, and this is actually how it came to me few months ago. Nasty interior, nasty in some ways, like the seats are mostly clean, the carpets are mostly clean, but the door panels are absolutely disgusting, and the overall shape of this vehicle is actually nearly immaculate. It's got this imperfection on the clear bra. I'm not sure how well you can see it on the camera, but the clear bra bubbled in this area. So the whole front end actually is with the clear bra, the whole hood, even the mirrors, fenders, and the bumper. The reason this clear bra bubbled in this spot is because this time it's not the flood damage car, but it's a fire damage car, and you can see the extent of the fire damage. You probably, I would say, can see the extent of the fire damage right here. All the wiring, like this freaking fat wiring harness, is melted because the ABS module caught on fire, and it's melted the wiring insulation here and here, and so obviously the wiring insulation is gone. It's created a massive short circuit, so that's why I have this 55-pound box with a central wiring harness for this car. I'm really not sure if I'm gonna post this video or not, to be honest, because I'm not sure how to film this video, because the whole thing needs to be disassembled, because the wiring harness, I guess it goes from the very front of the car probably till the very back of the car, so all those panels needs to come. Already a few panels are disassembled, and you can see the white or yellowish powder everywhere. I guess it was the powder from the fire extinguisher. Same thing inside the cabin. The white stuff on the doors is the powder from the fire extinguisher. That's my assumption. So yeah, we will need the access to all the connectors, all the clips, and somehow we're gonna need to feed the whole wiring, through the firewall here. It's gonna be insane, and I think that this dash needs to come out as well. I assume, like, this whole thing with the fuses is a part of the wiring harness, so the whole interior should be disassembled, the seats, everything, even the carpets, to get the access to the wiring. And I'm not sure about the top, maybe even the headliner. I don't know, we'll get to that. It's good that it's a fairly small car, not so much stuff to remove comparing to 4-door sedan or whatever. But anyway, that's gonna be the major disassembling, reassembling, and I'm still not yet 100% sure how to most efficiently proceed with this harness replacement. So that's that. Probably I'm gonna start with removing the seats. I'm gonna remove this carpeting thing in the front. I'm gonna remove the the central console. I'm gonna remove the carpets, and then I'll try to assess, you know, what's happening. I'll try to see if the dash needs to be removed, and I think it is. So yes, I'm not sure how to film it, because I mean the whole filming gonna be simply removing the panels. There is no actual repair happening to this car. It's just a parts replacement. So that's that. You can probably consider it as the as the teaser again. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Maybe I will shoot some DIY videos how to remove the central console, for example, or you know, whatever. But I'm not sure what kind of videos I can get from this particular you know, repair procedure. Just took out the seats. Super easy procedure in that car. Only one you know, wiring loom connected to each seat, and I can see the carpet was never cut yet. It's still the whole piece. And I don't recall if I mentioned it's got only 14,000 miles, which is not bad for a 8-year-old car, and it's fairly clean actually. And I slightly was confused how to remove the seat, because when I undone all 4 screws, I couldn't you know, flex the seat outside, because the headrest was actually touching the, you know, the headliner. So in this car I figure out the top of the seat goes inwards, and then the bottom comes out first, and then, you know, the whole seat comes out. Typically on other cars I was able to, you know, do the, you know, head first and then the whole seat. On this one it works in the opposite way. I'll probably use some Z-plugs to try to, you know, put those bolts, like, let's say, in order, so I knew where they coming from. I mean, with the seat bolts it's fairly, you know, easily, but you know, other screws from the interior could be a pain to locate later on. However, on this Cayenne, I was surprised that the most bolts holding the center console in place, because I replaced the carpet on this one, and so I disassembled the whole interior, including the rear seats, the front seats, the center console. Most of the bolts are exactly the same, and there are, you know, quite a few of them. So it was, you know, fairly easy. Hopefully it's gonna be the same thing for this car as well. And you know, guys, stay tuned. I am slowly continuing with the disassembling. So with just the bare hands I got that part out. I popped, so you can see it's all the tabs. I popped this part, also just the tabs. I popped those side panels, so I popped it starting from here. You can see those tabs, and then after I popped the last tab here, I pulled it off, you know, from, you know, those, and it's got at least like a tab, so it comes out from the, you know, notch right in there. So it was so far pretty easy. The next, I will probably undo the buttons. If I'm not mistaken, they also pops up. This plate should pop up as well, probably as well as this kind of, you know, tray, whatever the tray is. And then I'll come to this part, but yeah, we'll see. So pretty much I need to remove this rubber gasket, or maybe at least to pull it. slightly, maybe, I don't know, all the way or not, but let's do it all the way so it's out of our way. And then I use this prying tool to pry this panel. Not sure if I can do that one-handed, but I can see the tabs right in here, so I think this should go up. Let's check it out. Alright, and this panel also pops out. Okay, now we have just one connector in here. I will disconnect it. So on this panel, it's good, it's just the clips all around. And for that one, I think we need to, what we need to do, we need to twist it somehow, because on Cayenne I know I needed to rotate like the ring slide. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's the same thing, and now I can pop it. All right, this one is removed. Next I'll try to remove this plastic tray. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts from both sides. See, and if I'm let's make sure, what about this one? And this one got the little rubber in the bottom. Do we have any bolts behind the rubber or not? No bolts, so we can put rubber thing back in place. Can we remove it, or do we need to? Okay, it slides forward. Sounds good. So probably there is no need to, because it doesn't hide any bolts underneath, so technically we can put it back in place, I guess, so it doesn't take our space. Can we? And how? Okay, I guess I'm gonna need to figure it out how to put it. Okay, 2 tabs. No? Yes? No? We're gonna need 2 hands for that. Okay, regardless, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs. Next, I removed 3 bolts from each side, 1, 2, and 3. Same thing on the other side, and I was able to pull this panel out carefully, and including the AC control panel. Please note there are 2 tabs from, 2 tabs in total, 1 tab from each side. This is the tab, and it actually clicks into this ear, and in order to pull this panel out you need to pry this ear out so it clear this tab. Now I will undo 2 connectors in the back of the AC unit, or 3, or whatever. Yeah, 3 connectors right here, and now I'm gonna remove this whole centerpiece. And this is what I have couple moments later, maybe days, I would say. I got the access to most of the wiring in the trunk, inside the cabin. I still don't know where those wires are going to. Maybe it's like I don't know what it could be actually underneath the car, except the license plate lights, but there are obviously too many wires for that, so obviously something happening there as well. In the front I also got some more access. I'm still gonna remove the battery to get some access to the behind. I'm not sure how to remove this, I guess it's charcoal filter, or whatever it is, because it sits right on the top of the tank. There are some wiring going behind this canister, so I'm gonna need to do some research on that. So this is where the main loom is coming out from the car, right here, and it goes here, it goes there, it goes there in the front. So and that's the replacement wiring that I have. I already untangle it and put it approximately how it is laid inside the car. So that's the right side rear, left side rear. This is the fuse panel on the passenger side, fuse panel on the driver's side, and this is where the main loom is going into the front. I didn't, yeah, that's the passenger side looking on this thing in center, and this is the driver's side. That's what that could be the headlight, maybe not. So yeah, I don't know yet, but yeah, that's something from the left side of the front. So what else I wanted to show? It's gonna be slightly tight inside because I'm gonna need to feed the wires, obviously right there, where they going into the front, and obviously I'm gonna need to feed a lot of wires right here to pass them on the passenger side, and it's a tight space because there is the probably drain for the condenser, and the condenser or evaporator, probably it's not a condenser, evaporator I think. So it's a HVAC system right in there, so it is giving us not too much of a space to work in there. So that's that, and I will not uninstall the original wiring yet, because I'm gonna uninstall it when I will be routing the replacement wiring in place, so I knew exactly where to connect each connector. So yeah, that's the weight reduced Cayman right here. And another couple moments, or rather hours later, the steering wheel is missing. The steering wheel column, or steering column, is missing because I found that the narrowest spot is between the shaft of the steering column and the pedal assembly. It's like literally, I don't know, inch and a half here to squeeze the wires, and I have the wiring loom that is much fatter than that, and the pedals are on the way, and I think it's not easy to get the pedals out from here. So what I'm gonna do, or at least what I'm gonna try to do, is to remove the remainders of the steering column shaft. I guess I'm gonna need to raise the car and go underneath just to remove this intermediate shaft, and it should clear my way. But you guys can feel probably already how is it to get those wires or wiring loom replaced. That's quite a job. Update 30 seconds later. I think I figured out that this shaft shouldn't be disconnected from the other side of the firewall, because I can, I think, carefully remove it from the other side, and if probably you can see, it's got like indentation right here, so it's only one way to install it back, which means I'll be aligned with the steering wheel, because when I removed the steering wheel column, I made the marking on the male part that goes in here, that corresponds to this like cut out, so that means I will install it in the exact same position I removed it. So yeah, that's the update, and looks right now I have all the access I need to this wiring loom.